Oh, it's Thursday. It's Brother Empowerment Thursday.
That's right.
Yep. And this is actually a special time because we've been getting a lot of great news with Love is a Parable and the things that are going on.
We're rolling.
But if this is your first time viewing, like we always do, Brother Empowerment was formed with the intention to partner with other community members and organizations to reduce the stigma of negative male competition, but also the main focus is brothers uplifting brothers.
That's right.
Through awareness, having real conversations, and once you help one, you help all. So that's our main focus. As always, this is nothing about bashing anyone. This has nothing to do with any of that. It's all about uplifting and encouraging.
That's correct.
Right? And we got a lot of people that already came on. My brother down there in I want to say Jacksonville, but it's Wilmington.
Okay.
Down in Wilmington. And then we got Lori and
Lori.
Tara.
Hey, Tara.
And then we got my cousin Keisha that's on. Hey y'all.
Hey.
Okay. So how was your week, bro?
The week has been trying, bro. However, I'm looking forward to the weekend. Tomorrow's Friday. The weather's been great, man. So I really can't complain, man.
You said the weather's been great and it's been raining?
Man, it's warm though. It's not
I know
cold.
Tara happy about the rain.
Hey, it's not cold. It's warm. That's all I need. I don't care about anything else. And plus, man, my yard could use the rain, man, because I don't water it. So
man, my yard got so much the way these weeds been growing. I need it I actually like the rain. I'm one of those people that really do believe in the rain and like what it has going on, because for me, I look at rain as a form or a way of cleansing.
Okay. Yeah.
So I definitely welcome it, and I always look into it as well. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah. Now that I can definitely agree with, man. I just like the rain because when it's not cold rain, when it's a warm rain, it brings the temperature down. So I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. That's just me though.
Well, awesome. Look, talking about you not late today. Whatever.
What's up, Rico?
You're late in other ways. You're just late in other ways.
Hey, Avery.
Now, we do have to talk about this, and I'm going to pull it up because, we like to always get right into some things that are going on. So, our boy Cuba Gooding Jr. Turned himself in.
Oh, no.
For inappropriately touching a young female. So, what are your thoughts?
I haven't heard anything about it, but just now I haven't heard anything about it, but that's unfortunate, so I can't say anything good about that. I can't say of course there's nothing positive to say about that. I mean, I guess you could say that it's admirable that he turned himself in, but there's probably some overwhelming evidence, because I don't think that he would just have turned himself in, and so maybe he's getting in front of it. But I have to read up on it, man. But it's not. I can't say anything positive about it. Anytime you forcibly touching anybody, it's negative. It's completely negative.
Right. And so I definitely want to go ahead and say that already. This is why I always say ask for permission, or at least tell somebody if you're going to touch them, because you never know what people hang-ups are.
Yeah.
And you're wrong. You're wrong. The good thing is at least he turned himself in.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
the bad thing is he had to turn himself in for doing something he shouldn't have been doing anyway.
Right.
So we definitely want to let you know here at Love is a Parable, we don't condone
none of that.
Okay, Latasha Middleton, she said, "What is this? This is Brother Empowerment."
Brother Empowerment. Stick with us. See what we got going on.
Okay, so you want to go ahead and jump into it?
That's correct. I do want to do that.
Okay, so the first one is Natanya sent us actually a meme that has some information on it that she wanted us to kind of talk about.
Right.
And it reads, men have a lot on their shoulders. Kids rely on men. Women rely on men. Who do men have to rely on? Themselves. This is why men need friends. Being an isolated pillar of strength can wear on the best of men. And this is why so many men kill themselves. Look out for your brothers.
Yeah, that's deep right there. That's
heavy.
Simply because, there are way too many brothers out there, which this is one of the things that Brother Empowerment, this is one of the things that we're definitely working to stop. There are way too many brothers out there who feel like they have to bear the burden, because one of the things we talked about way in our earlier session of brother empowerment was to be a man. For way too many brothers, being a man means to just constantly acquire new responsibilities.
Yeah.
And which basically piles on the stress. And if they feel like if you talk to someone about it, or you say that you're stressed out, or that you need help, or that you are not able to do it all by yourself, you're a failure, you're less of a man, and something's wrong with you.
Yeah, in 2017, men died by suicide about 3.5 times more often than women. Mm-hmm. So there was a height in male suicides around the curve of 2017. Mm-hmm. And so I think that we do have to have more healthy conversations.
Yeah, of course.
And I do think that we try to combat constructs, mm-hmm. but at the same time, we don't want to acknowledge that these constructs actually do exist.
Right.
Yes, unfortunately, women are perceived as objects, but men are perceived as the conqueror of those objects. Mm-hmm. So even when a man wants to stop, society as a whole still forces men to fall into certain constructs that we have to contend with every day.
That's right.
And I was having a conversation with my older brother, mm-hmm. and it started out, he was like, you know what? Some of it is when you give power to it, and then he quickly says, you know what? Certain things happen that you don't give any power to.
Right.
And we have to start talking about that, but we also have to start looking out mm-hmm. for one another, because here's the other thing. Because of the constructs that exist, men will naturally say that they're okay.
Yeah, most definitely.
So if you know a brother is not okay, continue to check on him anyway. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm that annoying dude that will say, you sure you all right?
Yep.
You lying.
Yeah.
Shut up. He's like, yeah. But yeah, if you know somebody isn't okay, don't accept their okay, right. Or as enough saying, I checked on them. Sometimes you got to push that brother a little bit more to say, hey, I care about you and I'm here for you.
Now, that being said, we still need to respect boundaries. So, that is definitely dependent on your relationship to that person. Respect the boundaries. However, if you know that like the brother said, if you know that that brother's not okay, then, of course, you can push a little bit, but definitely respect people's boundaries. You don't want to, bully people into, telling you stuff. That's not the way we do that,
You, that brother, can't lie. Which part? The one who lied and say you okay? We need to know. We need clarification. Well, and I'm glad you did say that about boundaries, because I automatically assume if you know a person, you already have that type of relationship to kind of check on them. But it is true. Respect boundaries, because everybody has different triggers. Mm-hmm. And it may cause somebody to shut down. But now, if you are that brother who has thoughts of committing suicide or thoughts of self-harm, seek help.
Yeah, definitely.
Nothing is wrong with therapy. Nothing is wrong with getting the guidance that you need to make yourself healthy, so that you can not only be productive in society, but be productive with yourself. Right. So get that help if you need the help.
Definitely. It's not a weakness to go seek help. It's actually a strength.
And we actually, that makes you more of a man, understanding what you're going through,
Exactly.
Okay. After everything that has happened to us and all things that have been taken from us, what will it take from you to promote actively and try to unify our people?
So I asked him for clarification. He was saying, he's actually talking to the listeners. So to everybody listening, our brother Tadao was saying, what's it going to take for you to promote to promote unity and to bring people together? So that's actually the first time that's ever, asking something to the listeners. That's big.
Yeah. I will say that this is a conversation that we probably I've had with a lot more. It usually is with entrepreneurs, mm-hmm. but it's usually with entrepreneurs who have a heart for the community. Yeah. Like, what will it take for us to unify? Like, some people don't realize the cost that's associated with attempting to start your own business.
Yeah.
And so what will it take for us to be perceived as a legit business because we are.
Right.
We went through all the paperwork. We did all of the things to become legal.
Mm-hmm.
So what will it take for us to unify and join? Like one of the things that annoy me,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna go ahead and put it out there, like we have a nonprofit and people will say, like, it's my birthday, support this nonprofit. And I'm like, no, I'm a nonprofit, support this one.
Yeah.
It's your birthday, support this one.
Yeah.
Because we definitely need your help.
Right here in your backyard.
Right, and we're right here. And the funny thing is, some of them will call me for advice right after they done posted something. I'm like, yeah. Hold on, let's go to what our brother said. He said, I'm not that brother with those thoughts. However, I would choose to deal with things on my own because I often realize that the next brother has just as much to deal with. Well, let me clarify that. Yes, it may be true the next brother has something to deal with or just as much to deal with, but the brother may not be dealing with what you're dealing with.
Yeah.
So sometimes having a conversation, you might help that brother who has a lot. Because here's the thing, sometimes we feel like it's so much happening that we're not accomplishing anything or we're not progressing. And so sometimes helping someone else helps us.
Yeah.
Or having a conversation, you might be able to help me with the thing that I'm dealing with because you have knowledge in it. Usually we have struggles in areas that we really don't have knowledge in, or we don't know an effective way to deal with it.
Right.
Well, through conversation and with people that you trust can help you find out simple solutions, but also is a type of reciprocal type healing.
Right. Exactly. When you're by yourself, when you isolate yourself, you have one set of experience, you have one experience, one mindset, you have just one. Whereas if you're with your brothers or if you're in a group, you have a plethora of everything, like the brother was saying. So I definitely echo his statements.
Yep. And so Laura was saying, woo, yes, these startups.
Yeah, you got to have capital. And you get that from, well, it'd be great if you get that from your community. You know?
Yeah, and here's the thing, though. A lot of us are doing things where we don't want to tax the community that we're trying to serve.
Right.
Like when we put these videos out, a lot of times you guys are connected to resources in other communities that could help us impact our community.
Yeah.
So a lot of times it's really not the capital per se as much as it is about people helping push your brand, your business, your cause. And that's part of unity because I'm known, well, you know, with Levels of Parable, we actually spent like $8,000 supporting small businesses last year. Unfortunately, we can't say that that's the same.
Right.
But we did have a huge impact and a lot of great things are happening. But I don't think people realize that we both need each other in order to survive and spread, because even if a message is not for you, it might be for somebody and it might help.
Yeah, definitely.
And there are people with so many services that actually will give better services than some of these top businesses. But you got to think about them just as much you would think about that larger business. Like it might be easier to go to a McDonald's, but what about that mom and pop restaurant?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It may be easier to go to a Walmart or whatever, but what about them ones who have their own shop? It may be easier to go to Wine and Design, but what about going to Office and Art?
Right.
It may be easier to go to Lowe's or Harris Teeter for your baking needs. Why not go to Twisted Pine Bakery? So it's so many different ways that you can do that and look at it.
Yep.
So we definitely want to make sure. So because a lot of things that we've discussed, it was heavy at the beginning. If you need help, meaning if you need medical attention, if you need that type of help, make sure that you reach out to a licensed professional.
That's correct.
If you need someone to talk to, a shoulder to lean on, and you need people that'll just be there in confidentiality, we're here. And even if you know a brother that may be going through something, he can actually go to loveisapparable.com/brother empowerment and put all his information there, and it'll be confidential, and we can all talk and network. Don't think that you're being a nuisance. Don't think that you're being a bother, because our inbox is open 24 hours a day, whether we're up or not.
Yeah, I mean, like the brother said, we are really serious about what we do. I mean, when it comes to our community, we're serious. We're serious about our people. We're serious about our brothers. I mean, it's not a game, man. It's just really, really serious out here. Landy
Right.
says, great day. Hey, Landy.
Hey, Landy.
So,
I miss you, Landy. I ain't seen you in a minute, man. Well, we gotta connect soon.
yeah.
Okay, and then Giovanna said, struggle love. Why do black men and women think that love has to be hard, or that you have to have endured heartache or other toxic behaviors to know that it's real?
So, so I'm of the mindset, I'll be the first one. I've told my sister and women that are close to me, especially women that are either younger than me or around my age, that, that we talk and stuff, that, no struggle love. And this is for brothers and sisters. No struggle love. Say no to struggle love. It's just no. And it's really, really problematic because you have a lot of the music that's out there right now glorifying staying down with, dealing with, cheating or other hardships, jail. It's all this other just junk, basically. I want to use another word, but we PG are here. So, but they glorify just going through all this stuff in the name of love, when love is not hard. It's not, it's not a Herculean gauntlet. Love is pure and it's there in itself. It's not supposed to be a task that you undergo. And so it gets glorified and for some reason, especially the narrative that, black women need to stay down so they can, have the man they want, or wait till the man that they desire, he molds himself or fixes himself while they wait around. That's pushed on them unfairly, and that's really a problem. It's in the music, it's in the movies, it's in novels, it's everywhere. And it's really, really problematic, and it's infuriating as someone who knows a lot of great quality sisters and has sisters, that I'm related to, that I don't want none of them to go through that. None of them deserve to, none of them deserve to go through that. And I know that, brothers, I don't want them to go through struggle love either. And I don't want them to inflict struggle love on anybody else. Straight up,
I can see you was very passionate about that one.
Yeah, man, because, because, man, that's one of the things where we hold our brothers accountable. The whole, shorty got to stay down, or my woman, I got to ride or die. Like, man, why you need her to ride or die? Why can't y'all just be there uplifting each other? Why she got to do all of that? Excuse my Ibana.
Well, I will say this. First, let me clarify. I don't think that's a black or white thing. I think that is a societal thing as a whole. Like, I don't think it's just to blacks. I mean, I have seen that type of narrative in all demographics. And when you have a multicultural family, you do get privy to that. The first thing that I'm going to say about it, there ain't no such thing as struggle love, because love ain't a struggle.
Right, exactly.
And people, I just thought about this today. One, we have to take full responsibility of the people that we have allowed to mistreat us.
Right.
One, we got to take that and then take back our responsibility, take back our ownership. Two, stop thinking that everything, it is so false. Stop thinking that everything that is good has to be hard or work for.
Mm-hmm.
No, if you are a good person, good things should happen to you.
Right.
You shouldn't have to go through all of these things to prove, quote unquote, your love for someone, because that's something you can't prove. It's something that is just there. Right. You don't have to beat up yourself to just prove that you have some type of credit or some type of investment and endowment. And the next thing is, why would you want to be with someone
who wants that?
Who wants to? Yeah. Why you want to fight out? Your home is supposed to be your peace.
Right.
Y'all are supposed to go conquer the world together. Go out, fight everybody outside. But when you come home, it should be peace. For that very reason, I don't let anybody in my house. I don't want no chaos in my house. I don't want no noise in my house other than my kids. That's the only chaos that we'll have in the house. But stop allowing people to tell you this, and stop taking advice from these street counselors. Mm-hmm. The ones who swear they know about everything, but all it does is lead you straight down a path of heartache and destruction. Yeah. No, things are not supposed to be rough like that all the time. Yeah. Let me see. Malika say something struck a nerve. I don't know what struck a nerve. Maybe she'll tell us. Yeah. Twin is on. Hey, Tasha. That's Tasha. I had to look to see which one it was. And then Landy said, because much of the love we've received in past generations has been hard and and tough love.
Yeah.
We were operating on survival mode, and it tainted the way we love.
I will agree with that.
I actually agree with that, and I actually did a talk on, I don't believe there's no such thing as tough love.
Yeah.
I think that was another thing that we were raised on. Now, if you want to discipline someone or you want to develop someone, call it that. Right. We already have enough issues with love for you to add something on top of it and say, yeah, this is tough love. No, that's discipline.
Yeah.
You're disciplining them, and you think that that's the best way to discipline them. Don't attach love to that.
Right.
You might do it because you love them, but don't attach love to it. You discipline them, you developing them, you training them, you equipping them. All of that is fine. Mm-hmm. But love is not tough. Love is not a struggle.
Right. I agree.
So, Malika say, where are we going?
Oh, I got it. That was the ride or die thing.
Oh.
And for the record, the brother Jay is right. That's an issue across all demographics. The reason why we were talking about it amongst, as far as the Black communities, because the question was poised, or I'm saying, pointed to Black people. So
was posed.
Posed. But yeah, posed.
It was poised. It was a poised comment.
It was posed to, Black people. So,
Lord, you will not bring chaos in my house, but you can bring Nathan and Ethan.
Cupcakes?
And the cupcakes.
I'll take the cupcake.
Leave the chaos.
Yeah.
Unless it's a special ingredient for the cupcake. Then you can bring it. And then, yeah, Malika, yeah. So let's go to, but Malika, you still ain't tell us. Oh, let me see what she said. Oh, I agree with all of that, except if you're a good person, you should expect good things to happen to you. That builds a why me outlook where bad stuff happens regardless. No, what I'm saying is we shouldn't be skeptical of the good things that happen in our lives. If you're a good person, good things should happen.
Right.
I mean, why wouldn't you expect good things to happen? Yeah, bad things may happen, but we shouldn't always look for the bad. It's like we're not at peace unless something bad is happening.
Right.
Like unless some type of drama, some type of struggle, some type of that. No, if you're a good person, good things should happen for you.
Yeah, life is already a struggle, so I don't expect any other struggle in life besides living. That's struggle enough for me. So, Brother Jay is right. I expect positive things to happen because I put positive energy out there in the world and I do positive things.
And nobody got time to be fighting all the time, man. That stuff old.
Yeah.
Okay, let me see. Okay, LaRon White said, we get this a lot though.
Yeah.
Talking about financial freedom.
Whew. Well, for one thing, financial freedom, I mean, that's a loaded topic. I will say, for me, as a single brother who, is, not wealthy by any stretch of the imagination, I'm a working man just like a lot of other brothers out there. Financial freedom, that is a struggle. Being, I go over budgets, I go over bills almost every week. So that's one of those things that it's a work in progress. I mean, I wouldn't say that I'm financially free, because I ain't wealthy or rich, but I will say that, because of the gems that were dropped to me by my parents and, because of the diligence that I practice every day, with, money and stuff like that, that I've put myself in a pretty good situation. So I would say that, financial freedom is, something that you have to work at unless, somebody who's got all the answers, which I don't.
I will say this about financial freedom. I do believe that it is a lack of education,
mm-hmm.
and in some instances, a lack of discipline. But however, one of the things that I don't like, and I've kind of been on this tangent all week a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm tired of people saying that there are empowerment sessions,
right?
But they're like vent sessions,
right.
or rant sessions,
yeah.
or sessions to take advantage of vulnerable people.
Mm-hmm.
That's not empowerment. I feel the same way about people who say that they are financial coaches or financial literacy and things like that, but all they're talking about is investment.
Right.
If you really want to equip people to gain financial freedom, show them how to survive today.
Right.
If I don't have enough money to meet my needs today,
right.
what make you think I'm going to have $5,000 or $10,000 to invest
right.
in a portfolio and don't touch for 20 years?
Yep.
It's like, this is my desire. My desire is for all of the manipulators, the con artists, and the shady people to move out the way and allow those who truly have a desire to help people to be there.
Yeah.
And I think that we also have a social responsibility to really call out those who actually are either emotional crooks or financial crooks, because they're using these things to say that they're going to help people, and they're not helping people. They're actually causing more struggle, and we need to just take the coach part off altogether.
Yeah, no, there are definitely some charlatans out there who prey on people who are, struggling or, barely making it, or whatever you want to call it. And that's their market, that's their business. And it's really sad, just because a significant amount of the time, way too often, they come from the same community or they look just like that community.
Exactly.
And so they're siphoning the barely their resources for their own personal gain from the community they say they're helping. As we say, they're taxing the community that they say they're helping. And so, yeah, it definitely is a problem.
Okay, Brandon said happy early Father's Day. Thank you, brother.
What's up, Brandon?
Welcome, Brandon.
I'm not a father, but what's up?
Robert is on. What's up, Robert?
What's up, Robert?
And then we got Cecilia on. Hey, Cecilia.
Hey.
Brian is on. Miss Joey.
Hey, Joey.
AKA Miss Lips, the poet. And then we got my brother Brian Carroll, who is on.
Brian?
Apostle Brian L. Carroll, that's on. And he said, we have been conditioned to think negatively and expect no matter how good of a person we believe ourselves to be. And I agree.
Yeah.
And then my other brother, my aunt from over in your neck of the woods, California, Hananiah is on. What's up, brother? You know what I'm talking about? Dang, I'm late. And we just got through talking about your question.
It's all right, Javon. You can go back and watch it later.
Okay, and then we got Jason. His comment was, teach. This is so true. Folk leave these events forced. Worse than they came. Mm-hmm. It is extremely important to teach moving forward.
Versus waddling in the mud.
Yeah, versus waddling in the mud. Y'all, first of all, this boy from South Carolina, I just want to throw that out there. And why I picked up every analogy. So, Jason, I do agree. I definitely do agree. And Brian said, however, that's not the mindset I have. I expect good, and I understand that bad things may happen while not allowing the bad to influence my outlook on life. And I agree.
That's what's up, brother. Yeah, that's how people should look at things.
And Landy said both good and bad things will occur until you're completely balanced. Mm-hmm. Here go our sister, Steam Pot. She read it. The universe is constantly forcing us to evolve. Either you grow from your situation or you fold. And if you fold, you will constantly feel the pressure until you grow. I actually like that analogy.
Yeah, I do.
And that grow is constant. So you got to keep up with the evolution.
Yeah.
I hope I didn't lose y'all.
We're right there with you.
We're right there on the trip.
We're right there with you.
And I couldn't agree more. Let me see who else. Oh, Miss Joy said, hey.
Hey.
And then Jason said, please don't leave out the churches. Well. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I think the problem has happened. A lot of times we talk about this, about the role of social media, the millennials, and all of that. I think that there is a generation who is tired of the lack of authenticity.
Yep.
I think that there is a generation who is now waking up and saying, you know what, no more. And I think the defense mechanism has also become a form of skepticism.
Right.
Where now it's like everything is guilty until proven innocent, or to be proven true. I think what has to happen is more people who truly are good, organically good, and desire good things to happen, is that we need to come together more. Mm-hmm. We need to network more. Like, I find myself now speaking to people who are constantly positive, who's speaking to people who are constantly pushing and going in a direction that I desire to go in, whether that's spiritually, emotionally, financially, or professionally. We have to come together, because I think the breaking happens when it's not enough of us connecting. Mm-hmm. And so sometimes we just need to be around good energy, good vibes, good spirits, good souls, good people, good ground, good seeds, and so it's very important to make sure that we connect and say, no, I got you. And then when one of us slip, we can hold each other accountable, because we got each other.
Yeah.
Malika says she loves millennials. Of course you do.
Yeah.
And then Mama G said, hi, brothers. Hey, Mama G.
Yeah, people can say, what they want about millennials, but millennials are responsible for breaking down a lot of the barrier walls, constraints, and all that with social media, breaking down all of that,
right,
and questioning a lot of things that have been basically thrust upon us. A lot of those toxic heirlooms, a lot of those problematic heirlooms, those things that have been passed down. We're responsible for really questioning a lot of that, and really kind of just changing the foundation of a lot of that. So yeah, millennials are lit. So don't let anybody tell you otherwise either.
Okay, so the next topic was, what makes a good father? Even though you're not a father, you still can answer that.
Let's see.
Because you got it, Daddy.
So as far as what makes a good father, what I'll say is, the first thing I'll say is really just a very, I'll say understanding. I will just say that because, my dad is a very understanding person. He understands that not only that, we come from two different generations, but that I had to go through things on my own, that I have my own personality, my own mind, and that we have different strengths and weaknesses. So, I think that what makes a good father is, the first thing is understanding. And I think the understanding of perspective, the understanding of, of the individual, which is their child, is very, very key. I mean, that's really all I can say right now. That's really the first thing that comes to mind.
I'm interested to see what you guys think. Let's see. Okay. Brian's talking about, you said a bad word, accountability. And then Tara said, folks don't like the accountable piece. That's the overall dysfunction.
Yeah.
And then Malika said, I'm not a millennial, by the way. I just respect their mindset. And then look at my cyber niece. Hey, Carissa.
Hey, Carissa.
And then she said, good father is consistent, loving, communicative, present, all caps, and then accepting.
All of that. I agree with it all.
And I was going to say, here's the thing. I think being a good father is relative. Because here's, like, being totally transparent, like my fear, for instance. I want to do good, which means that I'm constantly at events, I'm constantly speaking, I'm constantly teaching, I'm constantly helping someone, I'm constantly working, I'm doing all of these different things. It's, what if my kids feel neglected? Yes, I include them, or I think that I'm including them, but what if I miss one too many nights before they go to bed? Or what if I miss one too many events because I have an event, or if I have something going on? What if they feel like they're in competition with Love is a Pair? But it's so many different things that, even though I try to be conscious of and make sure they're not there, you never know as a parent what action has the effect to impact the child negatively or not. And so my fear is the unknown. And I think a lot of people can try to be great parents and think that they're making the best choices, but at the same time leave some type of damage. And the parent, don't understand why the child would be damaged, because they said, well, I tried to be good, I did all of these things. So they're defending what happened versus the outcome.
Yeah.
And so that's why I'm so skeptical, and I'm a father, so I'm so skeptical of that good father, because also what may work in my household may not work in your household, because children have two different personalities. Like, the discipline methods that I use for my oldest is different than the discipline methods that work for my youngest,
right? Because
they have two different communication styles and two different personalities. Carissa also added respectful.
Right, yeah.
And then Michael, what's going on?
What's up,
Triumphant. He has sincerity, civility, and sacrifice. That makes a good parent, mother, or father.
Okay.
And then Tara said communication is important as a parent too. welcome them to be honest.
Yeah, I'll definitely, after you read this comment, I'll comment
Okay.
on that.
Brian said, good fathering, not only understanding, also one who remains teachable, able to teach their children, able to properly communicate, one who is able to leave their children an inheritance.
Yeah, no, I agree with all of that.
Yeah, I agree with all of that too.
But going to what Terry was saying about, welcoming your children to be honest, I think that definitely one of the things that, that's not really talked about that millennials are talking about is that there were previous generations sometimes didn't allow their children to be honest or be themselves or even express themselves fully. And so we have, that translate to adults who either didn't know how to express themselves fully or had actual issues with expressing themselves.
That's true.
So I definitely think that, allowing your children to be honest in a respectful way is very, very key, because they can express themselves. They feel comfortable enough to express themselves. Then they'll be able to do that with, in my opinion, they'll be able to do that with multiple people, not just you.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. And this is one thing me and my wife, I don't say we struggle with, but we often laugh because it is a double-edged sword, because we raise our kids to be extremely expressive. And I'm one of the parents that actually do believe, get it all out. Get it all out, say how you feel, and then we can kind of come up with a way to say it next time.
Right.
Whereas, some family members or even some friends feel like that may not be the best way because they feel like the child is being disrespectful or the child is being uncontrollable. But my whole thing is you can't tell a parent when their child is being disrespectful.
Yeah.
The other thing is being a good father is protecting your family. And when I say protect your family, it's also protecting them from people having a right to feel like they can vocalize in your jurisdiction. So if you privy to see anything, that still doesn't give you the right to say anything. And me as a parent, I have to protect also the emotional health of my children. And I'm not going to allow you to say something, one, that is not true, but two, something I didn't give you permission to say or speak to my child. And a lot of people don't like that part, but that's also why I don't bring my kids around a lot of people, and that's why I don't be around a lot of people, and that's why I don't invite a lot of people to my house, so we don't have that problem.
Right, exactly.
And if we happen to be in public and you feel it's okay, I have every right to say, no, that's not your jurisdiction. You know what I mean? And then Carissa said, understanding children are small humans, not property or something to be controlled.
Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah, that's definitely previous generations, parents, grandparents, they, there are way too many instances, I think, of them parenting through fear.
You think it's fear? Or you think they are instilling fear as a parenting method?
That's what I mean.
I definitely agree with that. And it's so funny because I remember we used to be scared of my mama.
Right.
But her voice don't have the same weight with my kids. It's like, when she said, it's like, oh, we go straight up. My kids be like, all right, Granny, you so funny.
Yeah.
So I definitely, I hate that. I hate that anybody feels like fear is a motivator.
Right.
Now, if there are certain things you just can't say or things you don't know how to say, that's different.
Right.
But actually trying to lead by intimidation,
right,
I don't think that that's ever a good method. Shonda said, hey, Shonda.
Hey.
And then Landy came back with saying, providing your children with what I call the 5 necessities of parenting. Purely love them, provide for them, teach them, protect them, and discipline them. Why I picture Landy saying that just then.
Yeah.
So we had an opportunity because the week before last, last week we had a lot of questions or a lot of topics that we didn't get a chance to go over. So I definitely wanted to take that time to go over some of those things.
Okay. Yeah, let's do it.
The importance of the effort. Oh, we already talked about that one. We talked about that one too.
I don't think, we didn't get to that bottom part. This one, oh, sorry. But yeah.
Which one?
Women take their vitamins.
When would men take their vitamins? I don't know, because I need to take mine. You took your vitamins?
Well, I take biotin. That's the only thing that I take for healthy skin, nails, and hair. That's what I take, Natanya. So outside of that, I ain't not eating my vegetables and drinking plenty of water. I don't take any vitamins, so I'm definitely guilty.
Yeah, I'm guilty too.
Yeah.
I'm just starting to do a whole lot better with taking care of. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. I need to eat my vitamins, take them, swallow them, whatever I got to do. I need to find the vitamins and then take them.
Word.
And now, look, to my wife's credit, she has bought me men's vitamins. I just can't tell you where they are right now.
Oh, okay.
So, the next question was by Natanya is, I guess she's asking, how do you handle when friends and family don't like your girlfriend or wife?
Well, see, that's interesting. Simply because, for some folks, it doesn't matter if their family likes their significant other or not. They just don't care. Just because their family doesn't have to live with their significant other, they're not in their household, which I can understand that. I know for myself, because of how close I am with my family, it matters a lot to me if, that my significant other gets along with my family and that they function well together, even if I'm not there, because we're going to be a family, especially if we get married. So how to do that? Now, I'm not going to say that, my mom and my family have liked, my mom, my dad, and my family have liked everybody that I've brought around. So I'll say the way I handle that is I just figure out why. I mean, I think that's something that should be the first thing is why. So I figure out why, and so handling that, I mean, I don't know. I've never had it. I personally have never been through where my family is just like, we don't like them. Don't bring them around. We don't like her. Don't bring her around anymore. Like, so I would say that the first thing would be, to me, I would think would be figure out why that there's that, that dislike. And then the other thing is figure out what matters more to you. If your family gets along with that person, or if y'all get along with each other.
Yeah. Before I go into that, let's talk about it. Malika said, I think they parented, talking about the parenting out of fear, through fear because of the fear they lived through.
I'll agree with that.
That's a good way of looking at it.
They did the best they could, which is neither a good nor a bad thing. It's just the thing that is.
I ain't gonna say everyone did the best they could.
Well, okay. Well,
I ain't gonna go that far, but I agree with her statement.
Yeah.
But I ain't gonna go far with all the other stuff. Okay. Triumphant said, I cut my mom's off because of that. Straight like that. It's been 6 years.
Oh wow. I mean, and I'm not even. That's not something that's surprising. Simply because, I mean, I know I said wow because I didn't expect him to say that, but that's not something that's surprising. I know people who I went to high school with, who I'm friends with, that say their family didn't like the same together. Oh well, they don't have to live with them. I do. So that's just again, that's a choice that you make.
He said, and this was the first time in 6 years that he actually communicated with his mom again.
Oh, okay.
So kudos for that. I will always say it does depend probably on the friends and the family members.
Right.
Like every family member doesn't count because there are some family members I probably don't want to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it all depends.
Right.
But it's also, well, I'm different because I go through my own vetting process. Like before anybody that I was with, before I integrated them into a community type atmosphere, I had to make sure that they were okay.
Oh, most definitely. Yeah,
it's
most
like
definitely.
By the time people met my my wife, we were already engaged.
Okay.
And it's so funny. I got a frat brother up here. We've been cool for 3 years, but it took like 2.5 years for him to meet my family because I just wasn't sure. I had to go through that vetting process to make sure, okay, he's okay to be around my family and, to be around my wife and all that. It was so bad. My wife was like, is this guy imaginary or what?
Yeah.
But because I'm just that way, and I do feel like it's my role. No one passes on to me. This is just my role and what I identify with. I think that I need to protect my family, but I also need to protect anybody that I desire to go in any type of covenant, commitment with before integrating them to anything on both sides. My family, but also the one that I'm with. And when I say my family, I'm talking about my community and village.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a balance.
Yeah.
And it depends because like my cousin, one of my best cousins on here, my favorite cousin, Shonda, if she says something, it might be a red flag. She's never said anything. So that would also mean like if she said something, I'd probably be like,
Yeah.
You know, so it does depend. And then also we have to accept that some people have different cultures.
Yep.
And some people have different family dynamics that also influence his or her decisions. Lori said a man doesn't deal with that. It's his wife's life. What? I don't know what you're talking about.
I mean, I guess you just said that you don't have to deal with it if you don't want to. I mean, be with that woman or that person. I guess that's what she's trying to say. But clarify. Yeah.
You confuse me more.
Okay. All right. I think I understood what you're trying to say, Lori. But yeah, please clarify in the comments.
Yeah, please clarify, because this guy with your poised comment. Okay, Landy said, my siblings had partners that I didn't like, but out of respect for my siblings, I showed their partners respect automatically. There is no sense in hanging on to negative emotions with someone you will more than likely see on a regular basis. You only disturb your own peace that way. I agree. Lori say you're right.
Okay.
Both of y'all are crazy.
So I
just want to go on record.
What I will say is that I definitely agree and identify with what you were saying about protecting your family as well as the person that you were potentially going to go get into a relationship with. I used to joke with my mom and my sister and my dad all the time, because I would, be, going on dates or even sometimes be in relationships with women, and they would meet them for months. And they would ask me, so when are we going to see such as? And I say, no, not yet, because I wouldn't be sure. So, and my mother has only really met maybe 3 women, maybe 4 that I've ever been in a relationship with, because I have to, for me, I have to picture you interacting with my family, and I'm usually a pretty good judge of that. So, and normally it takes quite a while, several months. The only person I'll say that was ahead of that was my ex-girlfriend, my most recent ex-girlfriend. It was maybe a month, and she had met my family, and I say that because I pictured her interacting with my family, and I knew that she would be a good fit. Gotcha. I would say. So. And
I say this too, though. I believe that initial phase is kind of a selfish phase.
Right.
That's your opportunity to really get to know and spend time. So part of the vetting process is not so much, am I ready to acclimate them to the family? It's also my time one-on-one, because I know, like, for instance, with my mom, anybody who talked to my mom gonna fall in love with my mom, and they're gonna be talking all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I want that attention first, and I want to build that foundation before I bring anything else into the fold.
Yep.
Miss Joy say my mother has never met anyone she's dated.
I know some folks like that too.
I bet you so many backstories behind it. I'm gonna be in your DM asking you to tell me the story. Okay. Dot is on. Hey, Miss Dot.
Hey, Dot.
Okay, let's see what the next one was. Why are you afraid of me, brother to brother?
Oh, okay. Well, I will definitely say, and this is a heavy topic, I'll definitely say that brothers are, I don't say they're scared of each other. I think more so they're scared of getting close to each other. Because of the societal constructs, and because of just even sometimes upbringing. I think that brothers are sometimes just afraid of getting close to other men because of their own insecurities, and because of some of them might just be intimidated at, maybe if I might like this experience of getting close to another guy, and having someone support me is foreign to them. That's one of the things I think.
I don't know. I can't even answer that question. I don't think that it's fear, as much as it is, for me, it was just being unfamiliar.
Right. Yeah.
My mother was a single parent.
Mm-hmm.
I did have my older brothers.
Yeah.
But there were no other men that I was like really close to, and I had about like 2 uncles who all passed.
Right.
So the whole idea of being close to a male, it was just, for me, I couldn't relate to it. So for me, it was like, because it's foreign and uncomfortable, I'd rather keep my distance.
Right.
And so I don't think that it was fear as much as it was, well, maybe that was fear because it's stepping into what's the unknown. So
you could just say I was right.
Huh? Yeah. I had to, I had to go through my whole process. Cordell was right. He poised the answer correctly.
You're gonna let that go either.
I'm not gonna let it go. I'm probably gonna be talking about this all the time. Hey, Jamita made it on. Hey, Jamita, how you doing? Hey. And then Miss Joey said, long story short, there weren't husband material. Hell, they weren't even boyfriend material. Several of them were STD, someone to do.
Oh shoot! Okay, I'm glad.
Well, look, I'm glad Triumphant is on it. He about to get her. Okay, let's go to but I think that we also, here's the other thing, because we realize that there are several men who have fallen into that same category, is that we also got to initiate it too. Like some of us, sometimes we size up too much.
Yeah.
Just say, hey brother, how you doing?
Yeah.
Like, just don't stare.
Yeah, I mean,
I know it's awkward. It's still awkward. It's awkward for me too, but
yeah, I mean, being the person that makes that first initial gesture of greeting is somewhat awkward. But I know that doing it over and over again makes it, to me, less unfamiliar and uncomfortable. So I know myself, when I'm in a room with brothers, especially if it's that awkward kind of tension, I'll be the first one to say, hey, brother, how you doing? Or, hey, what's going on? How y'all doing? Or say something about, a lot of guys, or a great many guys connect through sports. I'll say something about sports, and that breaks the ice.
Okay.
A lot of times. So, there's ways to get around it, and there's ways to, to do without it being just super, super awkward.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. So that was actually all the topics, and we actually did it perfect this time.
Yeah.
We actually did it perfect. I wanted to make sure I didn't miss anything, but I think I got all of them.
Mm-hmm. Except for, Dion's was, what do brothers really need in the community right now?
Oh, what do brothers really need in the community right now? I'll
let you take that one first, brother.
I'm going to say what brothers really need in the community is, one, for brothers to be in a community.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah.
And the other thing is for the community to surround brothers.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, there is a lot of trauma. Yes, there is a lot of things that have happened in the past. But now we're at a place where we're redefining so much.
Mm-hmm.
Corral around the redefining more than the flashback.
Oh, that's dope.
Shut up.
I'm just saying, man. Wow.
You go.
Well, I don't know if I want to go now. No, I would definitely say that, the unity definitely needs to be there, simply because, as we've said before, a lot of the way that brothers connect is through relationships. And so if the relationships aren't being built or aren't being nurtured, then there won't be any brothers to really say what they need. Like you said, there won't be any brothers in the community. So, I mean, support is always going to be number one. I mean, community support has to be there. Another two is understanding. Like you said, Jay, the trauma is there. We know about that. But as far as healing from the trauma and really just establishing a new foundation, I mean, that's what we're all, or at least we hopefully all are moving towards.
Correct.
So, that brothers just need support, and understanding. Those two things, in my opinion.
Yeah, let's just bridge the gap.
Mm-hmm.
A couple of things. This will be the last Brother Empowerment at 8:30.
Mm-hmm.
I was afforded a great opportunity, but also there have been requests for us to have the time at a more reasonable time for our brothers on the West Coast. Mm-hmm. So we're going to move the time back to 9:15 on Thursdays. So Brother Empowerment will be moving to 9:15 because it's a double blessed opportunity. I got some great things that I'm in, mm-hmm. and then also we got some great things that are happening for our brothers on the West Coast. And so we want to definitely make sure, because a lot of times they want to participate as well.
Yeah.
But because we're having it a little bit earlier, by the time they get situated, they usually are in the replay.
Mm-hmm.
The next thing is Brother Empowerment has been booked for 2 conferences.
Oh yeah.
So I'm excited about that. We have one that's coming up in August. As soon as the information and the release information comes out, we will make sure that you guys know. One in August, one is in September. The next thing is Brother Love is a Parable just received confirmation that another organization wants to work with us.
Yeah.
With our curriculum. A lot of you guys, if you don't know, Love is a Parable is the parent organization for Brother Empowerment.
Yep.
And we actually have a curriculum where we develop certified love advocates who will in turn become powerful goods in their community by not only showing love in the ideals that Love is a Parable has, but also doing random acts of kindness and promoting unity. Mm-hmm. So we continue to do those things as well.
Yep. And
so partnering with other organizations, it is great. We had a busy week. We had a press conference because we have partnered with another organization for the Father's Day bailout.
Yes.
So we actually are raising funds to help fathers who are actually in holding, basically, because they don't have funds. So they're really just in jail because they don't have funds to get out. Yeah. We want to give them an opportunity to reconnect with their families. And so what was asked of Love is a Parable is as these brothers come home, Love is a Parable will embrace them and actually help produce certified love advocates that way as well. Yes, and if you want to find more information out about that, make sure you reach out to Kerwin Pittman L. And I also have the information on Love is a Parable website. So if you go to Love is a Parable, you'll find the Father's Day bailout as well. We also had a press conference regarding that. So I got a lot of people saying, hey, I saw you on the news, saw you on this. Yes, you did. Because because Love is a Parable is doing some great things.
Yeah.
We actually spoke at Mount Nebo last Sunday.
Yes, this brother did. He was phenomenal. I was there.
So a lot of great things are happening. And if you want us to come out, whether it's myself or any of the members that are connected to Love is a Parable, definitely let us know. Go to loveisaparable.com. If you know somebody who may need assistance of any kind that we're offering, go to loveisaparable.com, have them connect with us, reach out to us, because it is happening. And a lot of great things are happening, which is why I'm totally excited, tired, but excited. And we're doing a lot of great things that way. Yes, like Lori said, Love is a Parable is doing big things.
Big things.
Okay, bro, we got 2 minutes. Positive brother shout out.
Man, of course, man, I'm always going to shout you out, brother, because you are one of the most positive brothers that I know.
Thanks, bro.
I shout out all the brothers that showed up at the church, Mount Nebo Church, this past Sunday. All the brothers that were in there, shout them out. Nebo, excuse me, I'm sorry.
He said Nemo.
Let's see. I shout out all the brothers that are on the live today. Shout out to all the brothers that are going to come to and support us at the conferences, and also all the brothers who are going to tune into this later on and replay. We love y'all, and we hope that we can enjoy y'all's continued support.
I will actually say this: first-time fathers, I'm happy for you, but also those who may have lost a child, those who can't be with their children. I definitely want to let you know you're definitely in our thoughts. You're in our prayers. And if you need someone, even if you've lost a parent, like lost your father, and this is the first time you're losing a father, if this holiday, whether you celebrate it or not, brings back negative memories or negative thoughts or even uncomfortable emotions, reach out, don't hold them in. Know that we're here for you. Know that we love you, and know that we actually do understand a lot of what you're dealing with. So we recognize with every holiday, even though it's celebratory for some, could be kind of a level of mourning for others. So if you're going through and it's rough for you during this time, definitely reach out. Know that you're not alone.
Yeah, definitely.
And I'm excited because Saturday is my baby's birthday. I have an 8-year-old.
Okay.
And then next Saturday is my oldest birthday. And then I have a 10-year-old. So it's funny because my wife went into labor with my first one, and the other one came home right after Father's Day. So those are my gifts that I keep on seeing all the time, and all they want is money.
They're your broke best friends.
Yes. Expensive gifts. Didn't even come with a receipt. And then also you brothers that are tuning in, Triumphant Mike, thank you so much. Brian, thank you so much. Rico, thank you so much. Brandon, thank you so much. Thank you, brothers, for just tuning in, because you guys are also helping push this mission. And a lot of people don't know, Tori actually was on part of the initial planning committee of Brother Empowerment. Well, we didn't even know what was going to do with the cookout, the whole idea. So there's a lot of positive brothers pushing what we're doing, okay? But you guys have a wonderful night. We love you all. And remember, starting next week, 9:15.
9:15. All right, see y'all next week.
All right, have a good one. We love you.
Bye, y'all.